Hey guys, Ed here bringing you part 4 of What If Deku was the reincarnation of Link. For the fans of the series, I'm going to add some Easter eggs and references to as many titles as I can. That said, let's get into it. Fearless! Where last left off, Izuku was taken to a landscape of sorts by a golden wolf, only for it to be a specter of skeleton in armor, challenging him to a sword fight, in order to get answers from it. Izuku stood up and picked up the sword and shield presented by the specter, and he tried to attack him, but unfortunately he got kicked around again. But Izuku got back up because his life depended on it. Izuku felt as if the specter was training him, but he couldn't believe it. This back and forth continued for a while, until Izuku managed to land a blow which made the helm of the specter fly off from his head, only to find out that his skull was still inside the helm. The specter, putting his head where it belongs, would say, "That was a pinpoint strike, which normally ends the person, dubbed the ending blow. One of my hidden skills for you to learn. Remember it well." Izuku would say, "Wait, you were training me? And what kinds of skills?" The specter would say, "The skills meant for those with the blood of the hero, whose spirit is that of the sublime beast." Izuku would say, "I don't understand." The specter would say, "Grow powerful, test your courage, and when you are ready, I will teach you another skill to face the upcoming threat." Izuku would say, "Wait, who are you?" As the specter is fading, he would say, "That will be a question for another time. We shall meet again." Izuku stood there only to faintly hear Momo's voice, until he woke up and saw Midnight Momo in danger as he sprung into action, defeating the creatures alongside some dark insects. Momo would say, "What happened to you?" Izuku would say, "It sounds weird that Golden Wolf was, or rather was like me. He mentioned something about the blood of the hero whose spirit is that of the sublime beast." Momo would say, "Okay, the imp mentioned something about a divine beast." Izuku would say, "Which makes me think, should we even trust her?" Momo would say, "She was with you this entire time. I thought you knew her or something." Izuku would say, "Well, we were just helping each other, and once she gets what she wants, she's out of my hair." Momo would say, "From what I can tell, she needs help." Izuku would say, "I know that. But why does she need those things?" Momo would say, "You realize that the earthworm wasn't a normal thing, right?" Izuku would say, "Yeah, what of it?" "Maybe she wants to get rid of the other shards, so..." Izuku would say, "But she doesn't even do that from the goodness of her heart. Normally she would want something in return. Besides, she's driving me insane, and she was staring at me while I was taking a shower last night." Momo would say, "Maybe it's because she never had friends, and she's acting out, kinda like an entitled princess or something." Izuku would say, "It seems that you have experience in that regard." Momo would say, "What is that supposed to mean?" Izuku would say, "Whatever, let's find the spirit and restore part of Japan so we can move forwards." As the trip continued, they managed to find the location of the other spirit, and they went to investigate in town. Izuku noticed some of the dark creatures trying to corrupt other civilians. He sprung into action, successfully defeating them. Momo would say, "What were those?" Izuku would say, "Those were creatures that could corrupt civilians, and the reason why there are so many monsters. I've seen them turn a few of them already before meeting you." Momo would say, "But I don't see any civilians." Izuku would say, "Do you see those flames?" Momo would say, "Yeah, what about them?" Izuku would say, If you focus your senses on the flames, you'd realize it's actually a civilian in spirit form. One would say, now I get it. As Izuku's curiosity took over, he used his sense to hear the civilians. A girl would say, where did that creature go? A woman hugging the girl would say, Chaco, thank God you're okay. Let's head back to the shelter before the creatures decide to come back. Ochako would say, but Mom, I saw a giant insect going in Dad's direction. And the woman would say, Ochako, don't worry about your father. He went to get us help. He'll be fine. Now let's go. Momo would say, Izuku, are you okay? Izuku would say, yeah, I just feel sad for the civilians. But they mentioned the insects. Let's go and help them. Momo would say, I didn't realize that you were eavesdropping. I don't know what to call this. Izuku would say, well, whatever you want to call it, they need our help. The trio followed the flames to a safe house which was barricaded, but they were ambushed by the black creatures. But Izuku and Momo managed to take care of them, and they also managed to sneak inside the safe house. Izuku and Momo using their senses to see what was going on. The man would say, I don't see those weird creatures. They've got to be hiding somewhere, waiting for their hopeless prey to come out and hunt them like fodder. The old man would say, we are safe as long as we remain here until help arrives. The man would say, oh yeah? I wonder if the monsters outside agree with you, because they sure didn't seem impressed with my daughter's weapons. How long do you think we can hold this sanctuary against creatures that apparently came out of nowhere, huh? Once they attack, it's over. Old man would say, enough, we get it. The man, ignoring the old man, he would say, remember the bus driver lady? That one of those things attacked, and a bunch of guys went to save her? But guess what? There were a bunch of those creatures. Are you connecting the dots? The old man, getting impatient, he would say, I said enough! I remind you that we have kids here as well. As a child started to cry. An old man would say, see what you did? The man would say, look, old man, I'm merely voicing everyone's opinion. Ochako, walking up to the crying child, she would say, don't cry. Heroes will save us. The man would say, and what would a teenager like yourself know about that, huh? Wake up and smell the coffee. There are pro heroes all around us. And those that tried died. I don't think All Might can take care of things. Ochako would say, I can feel it. I was surrounded by those creatures when I was looking for my father, but they suddenly disappeared without any logical explanation. I know that there is someone fighting for us, so we just have to hang in there. As hope started to fill the room for the common folk, Izuku and Momo felt appreciated, until Minna ruined the mood. Minna would say, how sad to be right in front of them and not to be noticed at all. You are chosen by the gods, and that is the only thing that keeps you from turning into spirits or in those foul creatures. But nobody will ever know what you have done for them. What a shame. The duo looked at Midna annoyingly. Midna would say, I was just pointing out the obvious. Let's get back to work, you two. As time flew by, they managed to collect all of the light spirits, lost light, and returning it to the light spirit as it emerges from the spring as itself. The spirit would say, I am Ordona, one of the spirits protecting Hyrule. I thank you for helping me, chosen ones. Izuku would say, could you help us find 2 more shards? Ordona would say, I am sorry, but if you are seeking the fused shadows, I cannot help you. Izuku would say, why? Ordona would say, because the shards you seek are nowhere near my territory. I sense one in Eldin, and the other one's on the move. Izuku would say, wait, what do you mean on the move? Ordona would say, it seems that someone else is looking for the fused shadows. Momo would say, what is this fused shadow? Ordona would say, the fused shadow is an ancient magic wielded by beings that have been banished over 10,000 years. They were known as the interlopers. Momo would say, what did they do that led them to be banished? Ordona would say, they tried to establish dominion over the sacred realm. Izuku would say, what's the sacred realm? Ordona would say, the sacred realm is also known as the Golden Land, a holy world where the relic of the golden goddesses reside. But that is no longer the case. One would say, what happened? Ordona would say, I do not know. I, as well as the other spirits, have known that the river of time has been altered, and consequently the relic has been divided. But I must go, until we meet again. The spirit faded, leaving more questions than answers. Momo would say, Izuku, where did you get that sword and shield? Izuku would say, wait, what? How did these... Wait, these are the same sword and shield I had when I was dealing with that specter. Momo would say, well, whatever the case, I think we should go and fix the next one after a break. This is kind of exhausting. Momo and Izuku took a break and went to the woods, where the spirit of Pharaon was said to be. And they easily managed to get rid of the Twilight, for it being a smaller territory. Pharaon would emerge from the spring as he would say, I thank you for freeing the forest, but be very careful while you're inside. Not all forests are the same, and not all forests are safe. Izuku would say, what do you mean? Pharaon would continue as he would say, in the enormous forest northeast from here is home to one of the guardian spirits of the forest, where ancient knowledge lies. Those that dared to enter and lost their way are trapped inside that forest for eternity. One would say, hypothetically speaking, how does one enter that forest without getting lost? Pharaon would say, unless you were raised within the forest, or have connections to it, it will be hard to enter without getting lost. Therefore, you shouldn't enter it. Momo would say, what's inside that forest besides the guardian spirit of the forest? Pharaon would say, ruins from a bygone era, and a shy forest dwellers. That said, I must leave. Make your way to the Elven province and the general area of Death Mountain. Momo would say, where is this Death Mountain? Never heard of it. Pharaon would say, nowadays, people refer to it as Mount Fuji. But in ancient time, it was known as Death Mountain. Now go. Help Eldon and remove the curse of the fused shadow. Puzzled, they were on their way to the mountain area. But, as in distance, they could see Mount Fuji was spewing some magma and fiery substance, making the area unbearable. Momo would say, I didn't know that Mount Fuji was still active. Izuku would say, yeah, neither did I. According to Ordona and Pharaon, there is a fused shadow here as well. Momo would say, so you have to find the missing light and take care of the fused shadow. Do you think it's going to be another earthworm? Izuku would say, I hope that's simple as that, earthworm. Minna popping out of the shadow would say, will you two stop yapping? We arrived at the border. Are you guys ready? The duo nodded as Minna dragged them into Twilight for the last time. And as previously, they ventured into the Twilight, where the location of the last spirit, Eldon was easier to find. As the trio ventured to find the insects, we skip over to Katsumi's point of view. Katsumi was inside watching the news with her mother until the recent report came in. Breaking news! It seems that the phenomenon, known as dusk, is currently fading. Looking at the overview of Japan, there were some territories covered by dusk, but suddenly fading and returning to normal. What could be the cause of this? Katsumi would say, "Mom, where's Izuku? I tried calling for him for the past few days." Mitsuko would say, isn't that him on TV? Katsumi would say, "What are you waiting for? Turn up the volume." The news continue. Reports from the satellite view show these images. Two blurs that are people and a black blob. And when we slow down the image, it could show that a hand is pulling them into affected area by the phenomenon dusk. And as time passes, that area becomes free from the phenomena. And the recent image of the two blurs and the blob look like this. A boy wearing a weird outfit and a girl with black hair. This was taken at the vicinity of Mount Fuji, which was shown to be on the brink of erupting. Heroes try to enter the area in order to evacuate this vicinity. But let's hear what the Pro Hero Backdraft and the top 5 have to say. Backdraft will say, "We're trying our best to get through, but it's like there's a visible wall or something." All would say, "I have never seen visible force like this one before." Reporter on the scene would say, "Hey All Might, look over there, there's a golden wolf staring at you." All Might would say, "Where?" Reporter would say, "I'm probably seeing things." The news would say, "That was live, folks. What do you guys think? Was that wolf responsible for the phenomena? If you know the people in the recent picture, feel free to let us know on our official website or texting the names of these people. And the biggest question is, why did they had a sword and shield in this day and age?" Stay tuned for more. Mitsuko would say, "Yep, that's Izuku alright. But isn't that the Yairosa girl that went missing a few weeks back? Why is he carrying that sword and shield? Where'd he get that outfit?" Katsumi, pissed, he would say, "That bitch is dead! I swear, when I get my hands on that nerd, I'll make him pay." To be continued. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment down below. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing for more. Turn on the bell notification to be updated so you never miss a video. That said, peace out.